How did Nines transition from trapping to #1 album in the country? How did he maintain and stay consistent in the music industry, even after 2 trips away? This is the story of Nines and how he has clocked the game and retired. This is Dutty Culture, a channel dedicated to all things in the music, fashion and art space, dedicated to documenting stories and moments in culture and sharing positive opinions. So kick back and enjoy the video. Courtney Freckleton was born on January 17, 1990 and grew up on the Church End estate, or Church Road as known locally in northwest London. He is the youngest of 3 brothers. His other brothers are Tyrone and Wayne Freckleton. His brother Wayne was known on the roads as Zeno, or Brad Zeno. Unfortunately, he lost his life at the age of 25 due to a rivalry when Nines was around 18 in 2008. This led to Nines forming Zeno Records later on in his career. At a young age, Nines started rapping, inspired by his brother Zeno, who used to rap too. He just never saw it as a career. Nines said he grew up too fast, because by the age of 13, he started selling green on the block. Musically, he was inspired by the garage crews at a point when the sound was changing and the lyrics started to have more substance and the music was dark, with the likes of Soul Solid Crew, Heartless and Pay As You Go taking things to the next level. Then spawned grime, coming from the Godfather Wiley himself and his partner in crime Dizzy Rascal, with Roll Deep leading the charge.
Probably like at the start, my older nice man, so, and then like just rappers from my hood, like my bedroom, one guy called Skates, just rappers from my hood. But then Dizzy was like, I wouldn't say turning point car. Am I even allowed to say my man Wiley on camera? I see they try and blackball my guy. Big up Wiley, bedroom, but yeah, Wiley. Nah, I can't just say Wiley. Soul Solid, right. Heartless, Pay As You Go, bam. Yeah. That's
Nines made his debut appearance on Running With The Streets DVD, Volume 2, age 17. From a young age, Nines was otherwise occupied on the block and already a hood star, making thousands a week, driving different cars and sporting various pieces of jewelry.
What did your environment look like? What was that? When you go back to it, what was that?
I was mad ambitious, innit? Very ambitious, but yeah, like, probably thinking I definitely knew I was gonna be a millionaire, but definitely not from rap. So like, I don't know, I was literally at that age, like I was out of school, just trapping. But like, that's my career. It's not like this is a little stepping stone. This is my career. But at the time, I'm like advanced for my age. So even though I'm 14, man's driving cars, man's going Hatton Garden. So in my head, I'm definitely gonna be a millionaire.
SBTV, the digital media company, was started a year before Nines' first appearance on the Street DVD. Jamal Edwards was documenting the latest of talents and working very hard doing so. Jamal was one of the first to set the trend, documenting talent via digital media in the UK. There came a point in which Nines had hit a low in his street career. He lost his plug to jail and money wasn't coming in like it was before. He tried to buy a business but he wasn't serious about it and never went to the place after purchasing it. So he figured he would invest in something he liked and enjoyed, which led him to drop his first couple of singles in November 2011. He came with his first street single and another collaboration with Running With The Streets called AJ'd Out, JD SHUTDOWN. The hood video came with some documentary style footage of earlier on in the day in which Nines bought 10 to 20 kids some new kicks at JD Sports, hence the JD SHUTDOWN part of the title. He said that no one took it serious at first when he said he was going to buy them kicks and that he was shooting a music video. The next single on the same platform released on Christmas Day 2011, which was called My Hood, Turkey Shutdown. Nines starts off the video handing out turkeys to the community before going into the hood video, with Nines rapping about his team, members that are incarcerated and those he lost. His third single was released on March 2012, which was assisted by Fathead and Shotgun, called The Way It's Gonna Go. After the buzz from these 3 singles, it was inevitable he would make his first appearance on a popular platform with SBTV. Jamal Edwards hit up Nines to do the popular freestyle series called Warm Up Session, in which MCs and rappers spit a freestyle over a chosen instrumental. Nines' version released in June 2012. This came off the back of his buzz and trying to do this music thing seriously.
Yeah. Bam, Jamal messages me. I remember being on the block. I'm always on the block these days. That's the office. But I'm like, yo, to my guy, Look who messaged me. My man wants me to do a warm-up. Block's like, geez, like, at this time, that like, geez, you know.
What? Massive.
So yeah, everyone's like, geez, you doing it? I'm like, yeah, let's go.
So a few months after that, he dropped his debut mixtape, From Church Road to Hollywood, which featured his previously released singles, AJ'd Out, My Hood, and The Way It's Gonna Go. Along with this, he dropped his full video and single for the project with SBTV called CR, Grills Shutdown. This time, taking the hood to Hatton Garden and handing out grills. Nines hit another major platform in January 2013 with Charlie Sloth's Fire in the Booth series, currently on 33 million views. The people calling it one of the best the series has ever had. 10 years later, and this is still one of the best Fire in the Booths. This still gives me goosebumps. His flow is unmatched. Just coming back to one of the best Fire in the Booths in history. Unmatched talent. The emotion shows in his eyes. Nines is a real guy. Nines also hit up Westwood with his CRS team in February 2013 for a crib session, a freestyle series created by the UK DJ Tim Westwood. He was clearly still occupied with the street life, as it would be 2013 when he had to sit down for a while after what Nines called a trial that went left.
Oh, I'm meant to bust case at this time, so I'm not going jail in my head. This trial's gone left. Bam, the judge is basically saying come back for sentencing on Monday. Luckily it's a Friday. Like, you gotta do a pre-sentence report or something. So like, I'm going jail. It's no ifs or buts. Some dumb people are still like, nah man, you're good. I'm like, blood, I'm going jail. Like, so I've left court. Like, I remember that day I had like the whole hood was in court, man. Like, I'm surprised they let so much people in the court. Like, I've come out, everyone's just like, it's peak kind of thing. That's it. Everyone's saying, we saying we going out tonight, we going, my bedroom had a strip club these times, my guy Adam B, so they're like, come we go Adams, like everyone just wants to do fun, and I'm like, nah, bro, if I'm going to jail tomorrow, I need to get this tape out, bro, make sure I hear this in the yard. That's all I kept saying, so I ended up going to Maestro's, whacking out the project, man.
Before he went away, he created the mixtape Gone Till November, which was released on the 4th of July 2013. SBTV actually released a video freestyle of Nines on the same day to help promote the mixtape. In the description, it says that it was recorded the previous year. The mixtape was actually completed over a weekend in the studio, as he was going to be sentenced on the Monday after the hearing taking place on the Friday. Once he landed back on road, after the 5 months, he didn't feel the same sort of energy he was getting while he was away. Due to his mixtape buzz, the Fire in the Booth, and his crib sessions, his name was ringing in the streets, but after a few days, it was back to regular scheduled programming. With that being said, he went back in and created his third tape, Loyal to the Soil, in June 2014. This came with the track Money on My Mind and another video with SBTV, which picked up steam and hit 1 million views shortly after release, and is currently sitting at 21 million views. At the time, Nines mentioned that the scene was bubbling, a couple tracks were popping off, but not moving as fast as it is now, so he was still trapping. One thing about Nines is that he was successful in what he was doing already, so with music, he never fully committed. At this point, he was still making music on the side. Something changed his mind, as while he was on a trip out in Glasgow, he got arrested. Something about the situation had him thinking it was game over. He wasn't going back home, he was stuck. Something had him thinking, what was he doing with his life? And he prayed, saying he would take this opportunity in music seriously if he gets out of this jam. His friend got remanded and he got bail. God blessed him with another chance to make music work and drop the trap life.
Got my like, now I'm in Glasgow 3 days a week in London, and rap is fully, it's a myth. Even though I like the way the scene's growing, like, I'm looking in, seeing Freak of the Weekend and thing they're popping.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, the scene's growing, but that ain't me. So I'm out here just trapping and then I ended up getting nicked in Glasgow. That was a big turning point. Cause imagine man's in pen in Glasgow, yeah? Only for 1 day though. But I'm in jail. I don't know I'm in jail for 1 day though. I'm thinking, man,
You think you're gonna be in there for time?
I'm good. I no visits apart from Glasgow people. Like, so I'm in this Glasgow jail, and then I'm sitting in there thinking, blood, I should have done this rap thing. Like, what the are you doing in Glasgow? Like, what the like, I'm just reflecting on life, you know, like that. I think I'm 25 at the time. Like, what are you doing with your life? So I'm like, man, down and look and pray, like, yo, if I come out of this, I'm on this rap thing. Man's literally gone in court the next morning. Bam, judge is saying bail. I was like, oh my gosh.
You can't believe it.
Yeah, especially because who I was with got remanded. So they said my boy's name first. Bam, remand. I'm like, Courtney. Bam, bail. I'm like, oh
What?
my gosh, God really gave man a chance. My next album should be called 9 Lives, man. Like.
When he got back, he hit Jamal straight away to do a bar session in May 2015. Then on August 14th, 2015, we saw the release of 1 Foot In. Can't Blame Me from the project saw success with 1 million views in around a week, now currently on 27 million views to date on Jamal's SBTV. So around this time, Jamal and Nines started rolling together, with Jamal taking an impromptu role as Nines' manager. He would take him to events and dinners, the first time Nines was introduced to that kind of lifestyle, and connect him with high-profile people. The same year, he was nominated for a MOBO Award for Best Hip Hop Act. He remembers not attending and just being on the block, thinking he was blackballed. What he came to realise, he was blackballing himself. He said he was institutionalised by the trap life.
Being nominated for whatever it may be, and it's the MOBOs, it's like a prestigious type of thing. Do you get what I'm saying? I thought you would have been rushing to go down there anyway, just to do the picture thing and man, you understand what I'm saying?
Well, do you know what it is, man? I was blackballing myself at these times. Like, man, I was so institutionalized in this trap. I didn't really look at the music thing as nothing anyway. Like, there was times when I'm mad hot, but I still don't think I'm gonna be a rapper, like, because the checks in it didn't make sense, if that makes sense.
Unfortunately, him and Jamal Edwards had to part ways due to some issues Nines had. Nines dropped a video for the single Yay featuring Tiggs the Author in February 2016, which I think was his last drop on SBTV, currently on 25 million views. Then Nines stepped away for a little bit, something picked up for him and he got back into his bag away from music. Things were doing good and this sparked him to make the track Trapper of the Year. This released in August 2016 on Nines' own YouTube page. During that period, it hit 10 million views and currently stands at 27 million views and stood as the lead track for his next project. This was followed by Nines signing with XL Recordings in December 2016 and partnering with them to release his series sequel and first studio album, 1 Foot Out. This was released the day after it was announced in February 2017. This became Nines' first charting project, charting at number 4, with Nines becoming enlisted with only a few other UK rappers grabbing an official top 5 project at the time, including Krypton Conan and Giggs. 1 Foot Out is now certified gold. Notable people from the culture. Crop Circle charted at number 5 in the UK album charts and is now certified gold and won a GRM weighted award. Crop Circle was also Nines' last album on XL and he signed to Warner Music in June 2018.
Everyone's acting like I'm calling them crabs. No one want to say that to my face, but being man's whispering, calling man a crab and first of all I was chatting about myself, like my state of mind, because I just came off a tour and all that, and I'm still like after the Crop Circle and all that. Man's not, alright, cool, music's this now. Man's still like, let me work the. We'll get back to the music when we get back to it.
Nines may have been in a period of reflection before his next body of work. Not so much a deep reflection, but he had to take a step back after the success of his last project and take a look at what he's done and what he's actually doing with life on the strip. One thing about Nines is that he was well known to be community driven. So it was hard for him to leave his people behind in a sense, but he also felt and knew that the hood had him institutionalized, and instead of leaving, he was still on the estate. Unfortunately, Nines was attacked not too far from his estate in June 2019, sustaining knife injuries, specifically to the face. Reports are on the net about the motives, etc., but that's for you to look into if you wish. The most important part is that he survived, as some stated he was in critical condition.
Well, I'm like, look, reflecting after I got stabbed and I'm like, yo, man's moving like a crab. Like, I'm getting all that money from rap, and man's still in the hood trapping.
After a full recovery, he released a track along with a visual called Pride in November 2019, which charted at 41. Nines was also still in his directing bag, releasing the follow-up to his short film Crop Circle, dropping Crop Circle 2, the intro to the film, in March 2020, and then dropping Crop Circle 2.5, a film by Nines, on April 20th, 2020. Nines was also gearing up for his next project, and he dropped the single Clout in August 2020, which landed in the charts at 41, and then the NSG assisted single Airplane Mode, which dropped in at 25. His follow-up album Crabs in a Bucket was released on August 28th, 2020, and got Nines that critically acclaimed #1 spot. This also came with a short film, with parts of the film in particular showing Nines in therapy and speaking on his mentality, his institutionalized way of living, and the incident in which he was attacked. We all know why there was a period of time away for everyone. But the following year, in June 2021, Nines had to sit down for a while, and he came back in March 2022. This was another incident that continued to prove that it was really hard for him to leave what he was accustomed to from the age of 13. With that amount of time spent in the field, you can understand how hard it could be, even if you are successful elsewhere, as it's ingrained in you. It's all you know. Even with the amount of self-awareness Nines had, it still proved extremely difficult for him to put it all behind him. Nines has always had the thought in the back of his mind to hang up the mic after his 9th project. When you look back, he started talking about it a couple years back, but his passion for the music was what drove him to keep going.
What's next on your bucket list? What else would you like to achieve?
I don't know, man, but I can promise everyone my next album will be my last one, so...
Confirmed.
That's a fact.
Nines took over 2023, releasing Crop Circle 2, which dropped in April 2023, and Crop Circle 3, which dropped in October, just under 6 months apart. Tony Soprano 2, the single for Crop Circle 2, charted at number 10 in the UK single charts. GRM Daily released Nines' first ever Daily Duppy, which served as a single off of the Crop Circle 3 album. Daily Duppy is a popular UK freestyle series created by GRM Daily in 2011, which has released over 200 freestyles displaying the best of the best in UK music talent. Nines' Daily Duppy became the highest charting Daily Duppy of all time, landed at number 20 in the UK single charts. Both albums landed the number 2 spot in the UK album charts. Today marks the release of Nines' 10th and final project, Quit While You're Ahead. Let's see if he's clocked the game. Either way, with 4 mixtapes and 6 label release projects, a couple of holidays, a couple near misses, he has decided to hang up the mic.